Okay, before the start of this video, I did a poll for the next classic WWE pay-per-view review to kick off the 2023 Royal Rumble season. Your choices are Royal Rumble 1998, Royal Rumble 2000, Royal Rumble 2003, Royal Rumble 2010, and Royal Rumble 2013. Anyway, that will be probably not next week, but the week after. Who knows? So, anyway, just click on my post and you'll probably find the poll for the next potential classic WWE pay per view you want me to review to kick off the 2023 Royal Rumble season. Anyway, folks, enjoy this video. What's going on, my Century Unit? It's the Centerman here. So this is my review of Monday Night Raw for the 8th of December 1997. This show was in Portland, Oregon. This is the first Raw after DX in your house. The commentators for the show are Jim Ross, Michael Cole, and Kevin Kelly. Note, by the way, this is the final Raw with the block logo. The next Raw I'm going to review will be the first Raw with the iconic scratch logo. And that will be the end of the WWF in 1997, 25 years later, because I think it's the appropriate time to end it, because I'm burnt out. I've been reviewing Raws in 1997 since the spring. I need to turn off my pundit brain and give myself a rest. Anyway, let's talk about this Raw. So, the commentary on this show, like I said, is JR, Michael Cole, and Kevin Kelly. I think this is Michael Cole's first of many times he'll be on commentary. Because when he was starting out in the WWF, right now it's the WWE, he was an interviewer. I don't want to get into Michael Cole in this video. Kevin Kelly also on commentary. He's known for a ring interviewer, not a commentator. He became a commentator in New Japan, 20 years later. I think he was a commentator in, I think it was Ring of Honor. I'm not too sure. He was okay, Kevin Kelly. He's not, like I said, he's not a commentator. He is a ring interviewer. And I don't understand why they're doing the three-man commentary team. And it just doesn't work anymore, because it was fine when Vince, JR, and the King doing it. Because the reason why they're doing it, because WCW's doing it with like in the early years of Nitro, it was Bischoff, Heenan, and Mongo, and then Schiavone, Heenan, Rhodes, sometimes Mike Tenay also join on commentary for the Cruiserweight matches, plus Larry Zbyszko, so, and sometimes was named Lee Marshall. So, at this moment in time, with I think they're experimenting on it, like seeing, like, you had the last two Raws, you had Jim Ross and Jim Cornette. Now we got JR, Michael Cole, and Kevin Kelly on commentary. No Joey Lawler on commentary for the show, because he's on a segment later on in the show. We'll get to that later on. But Raw without Joey Lawler on commentary, not working for me. Anyway, let's talk about the first segment to kick off this Raw. So it starts with Vince McMahon as the owner. This is the first Raw with Vince as a character, not the head play-by-play announcer. This is Vince's first appearance. I know he did that interview with JR about Bret Hart and the Montreal Screwjob. I reviewed it about, I think it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Go and check it out. But this is Vince's first appearance on WWF television since the Montreal Screwjob at Survivor Series. Go and check it out. I did a review on Survivor Series 97 last month. Go and check it out. I said it twice, but anyway, so this is Vince's Vince's first appearance since the Montreal Screwjob at Survivor Series in Montreal. So it's not the Mr. McMahon character you see, not right now, but you get used to. You know, he's not doing his power walk to the ring. He's not coming out with No Chance in Hell. That will debut in 1999. No, he's just, you can tell he's just developing his character, because him as a play-by-play guy, I think it's run its course. I think him as a authority figure, I think makes sense, you know, because they're still getting their ass kicked by Nitro, because Nitro's the first heel authority figure is Eric Bischoff. So anyway, so Vince, shaking the fans' hands and now really addressed about Stone Cold Steve Austin. He said, like, despite denial of the popularity of Stone Cold Steve Austin, he said, like, Austin is getting away of murder, attacking WWF's officials and announcers, and also he's putting the fans in danger because he brought up his he brings his pickup truck to the ring, you know, the Go Home Raw, and DXing House in his match with The Rock. So he also said he used it as a weapon because he's Stone Cold. I think he's Stone Cold Stunner D.L. Brown, basically put him through the windshield of the pickup truck and plus stunned him on the top of the pickup truck. So anyway, he said like he's going to defend the Intercontinental Championship against The Rock in the main event. And then out comes Stone Cold Steve Austin. He says like he does when he wants and where he wants because he's Austin. He said he doesn't care what Vince is, and Vince informed Austin that he is the owner of the World Wrestling Federation plus his boss. And Austin says, it doesn't please me, I don't give a damn. And Vince informed Austin that he does give a damn if he do not defend the Intercontinental title. He said don't give a damn of the consequences if he don't defend the Intercontinental title against The Rock in the main event. So Austin says, about these consequences, like think you own the place, and Austin says, I got my own consequences, and he tell the fans, would you see Vince McMahon getting his ass kicked? Give me a hell yeah, and he said it again to remind fans, and Vince says one thing he needs to address about Austin about his language, and then I think Austin says, "You damn right about my." I think he said, I'm damn right about my. He said apologize. Jesus Christ, give me a chance. He said I'm damn right on my language, something like that. I'm trying to remember, folks. Anyway, so he said like he's gonna get a beer, have a hot dog. He said he might give his answer later on if he comes back into the ring, but he's gonna end up whooping someone's ass. Maybe it's Jim Ross or this goof with the stripe T-shirt, referring to the referee, and plus himself, and also you friend the referees, and I think you got the future stooges of Vince McMahon, guys Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe with the belt. And that was the end of the first segment. So yeah, it was I'll get to the main event segment later on. So anyway, it was a good segment to see Austin and Vince, the first time they collab. Yeah, it's not the very first time. They had collab before, when Austin stood Vince for the first time. This was leading up to Austin's combat match against Owen Hart at Survivor Series, when Austin was still cannot compete due to the neck injury. So moving on to the first match of the night. So the first match of the night, we got Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal. Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors taking on the Godwins. That is Phineas and Henry O'Godwin with the WWF Tag Team Champions at the time. That is the New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. Don't understand why they're in the corner of the Godwins. And I don't understand why they can still continue this Legion of Doom Godwins rivalry. They kind of beat it to death You should have ended it because it's all about like LOD injured the neck of Henry O'Godwin in the spring. Then they fought in the summertime, and then LOD defeat the Godwins for the tag team titles in November. And now they cost LOD the tag team titles at the X House and made LOD got himself disqualified in their match against the New Age Outlaws. So why they still continue it? I don't understand why. I don't want to get into it. So the match is just blah, because we're already seen it. There's no chemistry between LOD versus the Godwins. It's just a mixture of 1996 or to 1998 because LOD represent 1998. The Godwins represent 1996 of the Goofy. At this moment in time, they're not doing the Hog Farmer gimmick. Now I don't know what their gimmick is because I think Henry's wearing a Confederate flag. I don't want to get into it. They end up becoming Southern Justice, and then Henry left the company, and then Phineas became Midian. Anyway, so the lights come out comes Kane, and Kane just lay out Hawk, hitting him with a regular power driver, hitting him with a choke slam, plus a tombstone power driver, and then afterwards, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg beat down Hawk even more. Out comes Animal to the rescue, chase the New Age Outlaws with the chair, and that was it. So out comes the segment with the New Age Outlaws. Road Dogg says there is no competition in tag team category in the WWF, and it's kind of true because he said that he proved it, and yeah, it's true. Like the tag team division in WWF at this time was weak compared to WCW because WCW was never known for its tag team division because you had some tag teams like the Steiners, Hall and Heat, the Outsiders. Was it Ming? No, Ming and Barbarian. That was a crap tag team, but they got better like 5 to 30 years later with WCW with a crap tag team division and WWF with a good tag team division. Guys like the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, the Hardys, APA, Too Cool. That's another story for another time. So, anyway, so let's get back to this segment. So, anyway, so like I said, Road Dogg says there's no competition in tag team category in the WWF. They decide to sing. I think they call the LOD, the OLD, reverting to being old. They're singing Na 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 Hey Hey Goodbye chant towards the Legion of Doom. Not chant, but singing Na 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 Hey Hey Goodbye. Even though they stayed in the company since 1998, the Legion of Doom, they added like Sonny and Dross. Another story for another time. And also they're wearing South Park t-shirts. That's Billy Gunn and Road Dogg because at the time South Park, it's getting popular. This past year, this year was the 25th anniversary of South Park. The show was around a quarter of a century. That's another story for another time. So, anyway, so they said they're going for challenge for the singles belt, and he calls out anyone who's not playing the tough guy on TV, who thinks like a tough guy. Out comes Do Love, and Road Dogg says, he said, I say one, not three, referring to the free face of Foley. And before that, Road Dogg asked Billy Gunn, "Are you ready?" And Billy Gunn says, "I was born it ready." Yeah. So the next match we got Do Love versus Billy Gunn. Badass Billy Gunn, way better than Mr. Ass. That's absolutely stupid. Anyway, the match was it was okay, bit filler. You got Road Dogg on commentary on this match, and Kevin Kelly pleased Road Dogg of his South Park t-shirt. He enjoyed Road Dogg with his South Park t-shirt, and Road Dogg says, "I'm not wearing it to make you enjoy," something like that. Anyway, so the match was just okay-ish. It was not bad, but it was just mediocre-ish. Anyway, Billy Gunn had the offense. Dude Love got his comeback. So in the end, he hit Billy Gunn with the double-on DDT for the win. And then afterwards, Road Dogg hit Doolov in the head with a chair. Then they placed the tag team title belts into the face of Doolov, and then Billy Gunn hit a leg drop off the top rope onto Doolov while the tag team title belts on his face. So selling like he suffered a concussion, he broke his face. So getting the New Age Outlaws some heat. So I like the New Age Outlaws at this moment in time. They're not super over yet, but they'll get super over in 1998, the following year, when they were part of D-Generation X. But they're on that right direction. So them as the tag team champions was the right call, because like the Garwins sucked. LOD should have got like a good run with the belts, but unfortunately, I think it was too little, too late. They should have won the belts earlier, because they made a comeback at WrestleMania 13. Headbangers not ready. And anyway, let's talk about the next. Let's talk about this segment. So the next segment, we got Jim Cornette interviewing the inaugural light heavyweight champion of the WWF. That is Taka Michinoku. Because Taka doesn't speak English, there was a tape segment with Jim Ross, teaching Taka to speak English, tell him to speak, say, Slabanaka. So out comes Jerry the King Lawler. He's pissed off because he's an immigrant, he's from Japan. He said like every woman in Japan gives birth every 4 seconds. He's there because he's from Japan. He's an immigrant, so out comes, and Jim Cornette says he introduced Taka's first opponent as the light heavyweight champion. That's El Unico, probably from Mexico. Didn't really say, and then he got pissed off. He's also an illegal immigrant. You're not gonna see any wrestler in any company doing this promo like, oh, he's a legal illegal immigrant. My apologies. He's not. We're not gonna see. He's a legal immigrant. You cannot wrestle in my company, because we're in this PC universe in today's society in pro wrestling. But anyway, you had Taka and El Unico ganging up on Jerry Lawler. Psych. El Unico attacked Taka Michinoku, and it's just Brian Christopher wearing a mask. They beat down Taka Michinoku, and they hit him with a pile driver. That was it. So let's talk about the next match. The next match, we got Flash Funk taking on Kurgan. Kurgan used to become the interrogator of the Truth Commission. You got the Jackal, my apologies. The Jackal's the future Cyrus the Virus in ECW, and right now, he's Don Callis, by the way. The match is just a glorified squash, putting over Kurgan, because this whole Truth Commission thing is stupid. This is the first time with Kurgan being officially called Kurgan, not the interrogator. He's not wearing his traditional Truth Commission fatigue. I'll get to that more shortly. So it was just a squash match. By the way, Flash Funk is formerly known as Too Cold Scorpio. It was, like a glorified squash. In the end, Kurgan locked in the claw onto Flash Funk, and self-proclaimed won this match, but instead, he got himself disqualified because he refused to let go of the claw. And then out comes 2 members of the Truth Commission, Recon, and that's Bull Buchanan, future B-Square, when he's ended up like the bodyguard of John Cena, and Recon, and then the Jackal. I heard like the Jackal was the manager of the Acolytes. That's another story, another time. I don't want to get into it in this video. So the Jackal slapped Kurgan. You thought that Kurgan's leaving the group, but instead the laugh, and that was it. So why are they still doing this Truth Commission faction? It's not getting over. I don't want to get into it, but it's stupid. Half these wrestlers, they're not even from South Africa. They're from America and Canada. I don't get it. Who made this? Who did a whole idea to do this group? Vince Russo. Vince Russo. Vince Russo. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. So we got DX playing poker. So before that, they had this this video of how DX destroyed the Hart family, like bringing up like Shawn Michaels matches, like showed when Shawn defeat the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith in his home country for the European Championship, and he became the first, was it Grand Slam champion, and also show the Survivor Series match against Bret Hart when he won the WWF title, and then plus being kicking out Neidhart out of the group. So anyway, so Triple H was on the mic first, said about like was it the Strike Force, or was it called the military police are rotting through town to shut Slaughter down. He said like he's going to cut through this young stud. The only thing you cut is his dignity. And he said when his wife's dreaming, said missile down us, missile. He said like missile. Wake her up, says, don't worry, honey, it's a dream. But in reality, Triple H is too much man for the both of you. Good problem by Triple H. And then Shawn Michaels says, he outschooled, Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man, is not so dangerous. I outschooled him. And basically putting himself over, like he's, saying his catchphrase, or basically his nickname, like he's the main event, the showstopper, he's the Grand Slam champion. And he said one man is raiding their parade, referring to Owen Hart. I forgot to mention this in my review of DX in Your House. It was Owen's first appearance since Survivor Series the previous month, because he lost the Intercontinental Championship to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Anyway, so he kind of referred the Hart family as a big, stinky, smelly, smoking turd. And I think it's the first time that Shawn called Owen a nugget. He'll get interrogated. He gets really again pissed off when the fans call Owen a nugget. That will be in 1998 when Owen was part of the Nation. So he said every time that the nugget, every time it keeps flushing and flushing, the nugget always comes back. Referring to Owen every time he gets knocked. Every time that if Owen gets knocked down, he always gets back up. Referring to Owen as this stinking nugget. He said like Shawn said he's going to stay there until he get rid of this nugget, and also playing poker. And then you got China like whispering in Shawn's ears and reforming Shawn. He said like he made a promise that he will entering the ring or entering the building naked. So he ended up like taking off his t-shirt. So DX, members, Triple H, Shawn, China, playing poker, and also the drinking JD. That's Jack Daniels, by the way. So let's move on to the next match. So the next match, we got DOA taking on Los Boricuas, represent DOA. We got Skull and 8-Ball, the future Harris twins in WCW, and the formerly known as the Beverly Brothers, when they in their first run in the company in was it 94, 95 period. Anyway, I think they did wrestle in 1996. Anyway, no chains. I don't know. He left in 98. I don't know why he's not on the show. Anyway, and the two members represent Los Boricuas, Miguel Perez Jr. and Jose Costello. With I think he had Miguel. I think he had Jesus. I think he had Jose and Savio Vega in the corner of Miguel and Jose, or Jesus. It's one or the other. So match sucked. I'll get into it. So it was just a filler match. Why the still continue doing this faction warfare thing? Who started it? Vince Russo. Vince Russo. Anyway, while they still wrestle, you got DX still playing poker. In the end, Savio Vega got the victory. Helped not the victory, but helped his fellow Los Boricuas members. He hit one of the I think it was 8 ball in Skull with the plank of wood or the 2x4, and Los Spiritus got the victory. And then, you know, while DX while DX was playing, I think Sean take off his trousers. You know, like I said, he's like making the promise to the fans, like he's gonna enter the ring naked. So, and also but you kind of like tell the referee to go, tell the cameraman to go away because you don't want to reveal their cards. You know, if you play poker. And anyway, so they're still playing poker. I think it's good. I wish they made something out of this. You know. But anyway, out comes the headbangers. They basically knocked over DX's poker table, and then DX decided to attack the headbangers. That's Martin Thrasher. I think one of them got hit in the head with the Jack Daniels bottle, and then one of them got put through the table. Out comes Owen Hart, came to the rescue, attacked Shawn, and left. He came from the crowd and get back. And he left the building after he attacked Shawn. And I think he brought up in that promo he cut earlier that he said like he's end up dressing like a woman, something like that. So anyway, I'm gonna say right now, it's a damn shame they never done Owen and Shawn for the title at the Royal Rumble, because they ended up doing Shawn and Taker in the casket match. You know, that led to Shawn with that career ending back injury for 4 years. I wish they did Owen and Shawn because it's leaning in that position. Unfortunately, that never went anywhere because it has to do with Owen getting buried political since SummerSlam. Don't want to get into it, so I think he said he doesn't care when he came of nowhere and left of nowhere. I think he said it in that Shawn's promo from earlier, so I forgot to mention that. I can't remember it. Anyway, so it's just furthering up the rivalry between Owen Hart and DX. He'll become the Black Heart. It didn't really work because I think Owen was better off as a heel. He does the role pretty damn well. So moving on to the next match. So the next match was supposed to be Jeff Jarrett versus Vader. It lasts for seconds, and then out comes Goldust, or the artist formerly known as Goldust, as Dustin Rhodes, by the way, with Luna for Shawn. I'm gonna call him Dustin Rhodes at this moment in time. He's no longer Goldust. So Dustin Rhodes came out wearing a wig. I think it was a black wig and a black trench coat, and with Luna ditched her trademark blonde hair. She had multi-color hair. She looks like Cyndi Lauper with that hairstyle, even though Cyndi Lauper's red hair, ginger. So I think Luna's got like a paddle with the word FU, stands for fuck you. So anyway, during that match, Dustin Rhodes he's supposed to be showing off his tits, because even though he's a man, and it made Vader to chase both Luna and Dustin out of the ring. And Vader lost the match via the countout. Jeff Jarrett won his second match since he came back, because he won his first match back against The Undertaker at DX House the previous night. That was after a Kane chokeslam Jeff Jarrett. Now he won this match via a countout, and he's doing the strutting. He's not the Jeff Jarrett from right now. He's still in this country western gimmick. I don't understand why he's throwing his shoot promo in the wrench, because what's the point cutting that shoot promo and wearing his old gimmick? You don't like it's basically what I'm saying. Like he doesn't like his country western gimmick that got him over over, and he did that shoot promo about Vince, Shawn, Bray, and Austin, and then also he's wearing his old gimmick, his old costume. My apologies, and still embracing it. He's still doing the strutting. Some people don't like Jeff Jarrett because he uses a rip off of Ric Flair and Honky Tonk Man because of Ric Flair's strutting, the figure four leg lock, and also the guitar shots. Jet does that. For the first one did it was the Honky Tonk Man. Anyway, so it was just stupid. It was just filling up the rivalry between Vader and Vader and Dustin Rhodes, formerly known as Goldust, by the way. So moving on to another pointless match. It's more of a segment, by the way, with a count out win. We got Marvelous Mark Mero taking on Salvatore Sinceri. Mero was bragging about beating Butterball. Was it? He called him Butterball. He said like he beats Butterball. He's swollen. He called him like he's a swelled up Uncle Fester. Anyway, so he brags about that, and also he has a bone. He said about he kind of called out Vince McMahon why he's put Marvelous Mark Mero in a match against a jobber, and he called him Tom Brandy. I don't know if that is actually his real name. He said you'll brace that stupid gimmick, blah blah blah. And then out comes the new improved Sable, and then you got Sable wearing a sack of potato bag. He's wearing a sack of potato bag to cover up Sable's body. Then, and Mark Mero start calling Sable her property, his property. You'll never see it in today's product, whether it's WWE or AEW, because we're in this sensitive PC era. I don't want to get into it. So, anyway, so Mark Mero tells Sable to unrobe, but instead, Sable took off the sack of potato bag, and she was wearing a black refilled bikini. It got a good pop, and then Mark Mero covered Sable, and that was it. So, and Salvatore Sinceri or Tom Brandy won this match via a count out. So that was it. What's the point? It was more of this furthering up this rivalry between Sable and Mark Mero. Like I said, this rivalry kind of done Mark Mero in. Don't want to get into it. Like, you got that good facial reaction when Sable revealed his black bikini, but I'll get that's my 2 cents on it. So moving on to the main event segment. It was supposed to be the main event match, a rematch from DX in Your House. Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on The Rock for the Intercontinental Championship. There's one promo Rock cut from earlier. I forgot to wrote it down. I'm going to talk about it anyway. So, The Rock says he beat Austin, whooped his ass all over the place. I forgot to mention that he, in Mark Mero's promo, he said he mocked the ring with Butterball. He like call him Butterbean. Anyway, so let's go back to the main event segment. So, anyway, so in that Rock interview from earlier, my apologies. So, Rock says, he whooped Austin's ass all over the ring. Who needs? It's not, people are not talking about Austin 316. It's about Rock 911. He really needs it after The Rock threw with him. He said like he's gonna leave. He said he's gonna leave as the Intercontinental Champion. Putting himself over like he's the People's Champion, the best damn Intercontinental Champion. And that's about this segment. So, Rock, with his ring gear. Austin, not dressing up with his ring gear. He's dressed up with his street clothes. And anyway, he said he's had a hot dog. Yeah, Vince said to Austin why are you not wearing your ring attire? He said just because I'm wearing jeans doesn't mean I can't wrestle. So, and Vince says, okay, let's wrestle. And then Austin says, he had his hot dog. He drank a little Steve Weisers, referring to Budweisers. He said he's not gonna wrestle. You talk about consequences. What you're gonna do? Fire me? And then Rock, he kind of hovers Vince. Rock is taller than Vince. Rock says, go on, Vince. The Rock said, fire Austin. And then Vince says, I'm not going to fire you. You're forcing me to strip the Intercontinental title belt and give it to The Rock. And Austin says, he's been IC champion, the tag team champions. He said he's going to forfeit the title, give it to The Rock, because he wanted to focus on becoming the WWF champion. So anyway, so he gave The Rock the Intercontinental title belt, shake hands. You know, Vince introduced Rock as the new Intercontinental champion, and then suddenly Austin hit Rock with the Stone Cold Stunner, and he showed DTA, don't trust anyone, Rock. And then he said to Vince, you know, you care about your TV ratings. He said he's gonna take the Intercontinental belt. It's got nothing to do with wrestling. He said, stay tuned, same Stone Cold time, same Stone Cold channel. And then afterwards, to end the show, Austin knocked Vince off the ring apron, and that was it. This has led up to really engaging television between Vince and Austin. This is the start of the McMahon-Austin rivalry that continued until 1998. Greg stumbled. There's one funny segment, you know, you had Vince in hospital, you know, after he got his leg broken by the Undertaker. And then Austin dressed up like I think it was a nurse, and beat down Vince, like hitting him with a piss pan, and shocking him, and attack his injured leg. You know, wow. But anyway, it was a good way to end the show. So I give it a 5.5 out of 10. Not known for its wrestling matches on the show, but the two segments, like DX playing poker and the stuff between Austin and Vince, you know, leading up to the epic rivalry the following year. And the reason why Austin forfeited the title, because he's got nothing left to prove, because his time in the mid card is at an end. It is at an end at this moment in time, because he's done the mid card. He's leading up to him went on to win the '98 Rumble match the following month, and plus guiding the company to the promised land, winning his first world championship against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14 the following year. You know, with Mike Tyson as the special guest enforcer. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode of this Raw review. My apologies, I'm stumbling. It was getting a little bit late. So anyway, hope you enjoy this review, folks. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash that button, click the like, click the bell, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. And this is the Central Man officially signing out. And yeah, next time will be it will be the final episode of the WWF in 1997, 25 years later. Alright, we can't wait for that. So, anyway, folks, I'm out. Peace.